What is going on, everyone? The 76ers fall to... Who do they play? The Detroit Pistons? That's how much it actually matters with the Summer League. But the 76ers do find a way to fall. There's nothing major to take away from today's game, but I will say Matisse Thybulle probably looked the smoothest that I have seen from him so far this Summer League, especially in the first quarter and the way he came out and started in this basketball game. Right from the jump, he was explosive, he was fantastic, and he made plays early on that I really loved that made me intrigued without a doubt. He had quick hands from the perimeter. He stole the basketball, had a fast break dunk, and it was unreal. That was almost textbook. When you think of Matisse Thybulle, that is the type of play that you are playing in your head on display. It's just a great read, jumping the ball, being aggressive, and getting a steal to finish on a fast break. That's what you think of when you think of Matisse Thybulle. So that was great. He also hit a three-pointer, and he had a very athletic dunk. The bench went wild. The bench went crazy. He's hanging on the rim as he had an unreal angle to the left side and swung around. That was great. So in that couple-minute stretch there, he made all of those plays happen. And then defensively, he was breaking up passes. He was being disruptive. That didn't really go on the stat sheet. For example, I remember one play by the perimeter. He broke up the pass. It ended up bouncing around a little bit and going back to the Detroit Pistons. So unlucky, but he was there. He was being disruptive. His quick hands was being involved, absolutely. So within that couple-minute stretch there, my eyes popped and said, okay, Matisse, take it over. Do your thing. He finishes in 22 minutes, 12 points. He hit 2 threes. He had 2 steals, 3 assists. And that was just a game where I saw some things on display. Like I stated before the Summer League even occurred. For me, it's not about Matisse Thybulle and Zhaire Smith scoring 50 points, taking over, being these elite players in Summer League. Be you. Let me see what you can do. Let me see your style of play out there so I know what you realistically expect when it comes to style of play. And what I've seen out of Matisse Thybulle and Zhaire Smith so far, it's perfect. It's what I expected, and they are showing their game. They're doing what they do best, being defensive guys, and they are contributing on the offensive side better than I expected them to be completely honest with you. Matisse Thybulle's rhythm is there. He's not afraid to pop it. He's aggressive when it comes to shooting. Good. Jumper looks good, looks smooth, good. Hits his wide open looks, good. So good game for Matisse. As for Zhaire Smith, quieter day. He hit 11 points, which is only 1 point less, so quieter. Yeah, but it was a quieter 11 points. There was no spurt where Zhaire Smith did a bunch of things instantly and caught your attention. 23 minutes, 11 points. He did go 4 from 8 from the field, hit 2 threes as well. What I like out of him is it looks like he's getting confident in his jumper. He's not afraid to pull the trigger, and that's great. I mean, I want to see Zhaire Smith take the next step. I'm a fan of both of these two young players so far. One person who came back from injury today, he was day-to-day with Shaun, and everyone was all in love with his game because he was scoring the ball. He wasn't afraid. He looked off today. His shot got blocked maybe 75,000 times at one point. He did have on a fast break, it was a 3-on-1, a very ballsy pull-up 3 that was wet, which was interesting and good to see that he made it and he's not afraid to pull the trigger. But other than that, he was all over the place, 4-14 from the field, and we signed him to that 2-way contract, which is great, and I'm really excited for it. It looks like he has the intensity to score. He wants to score. He wants to do things with the rock when it comes to putting it in the basket. He's got some things to learn, though, as you can see today with how many times his shot was getting blocked. But he's not afraid. He's not afraid to make things happen with the basketball. He's not afraid to get to his spots. So we'll continue to see him grow. Maybe the injury has something to do with it, considering he was day-to-day and he got thrown in today to play the basketball game. But we'll see how he continues to grow. He's a developmental piece for sure. That's going to have to grow using the G League and whatnot and getting some minor experience. Realistically, I see him as someone who was like Shake Milton last year with that two-way contract. You might see him sometimes for little spurts here and there for developmental reasons, but he'll spend majority of the time down in Delaware. That's how I see Shea going. And no Shake Milton. No Shake Milton ever since the injury to his ankle. So, take that for what it is. Let's move on a little bit from the Summer League. Just a minor conversation that I want to discuss. I don't know if I could have made a whole video on it in general, so this is a good time to throw in more Sixers conversation and move on from the Summer League game today. We are looking into Kyle Korver. Kyle Korver, older player now, veteran experience. He brings to the table what we need. We need scoring off the bench. We do. I would love for Kyle Korver to be in the mix. Now, he has other teams on his radar, and I understand he's going to put himself in the best position to ring chase. Let's be real. He also has a past with Philadelphia, so maybe that goes in his heart some more. But I am a huge fan of acquiring Kyle Korver, if that is possible, because we need that spacing on the floor. We need someone who can stretch out the floor, and you got to respect it, all right? If you leave Kyle Korver wide the hell open, guess what? He's going to make shots. He's going to make it count, and he's going to be effective. You can rely on Kyle Korver to make a shot if need be. I want him coming off the bench. I want him coming into the game for the Sixers when we need spacing on the floor with this bench. It's just that simple. But another guy is out there on the market, and I know people have been intrigued with him, and that's Shaun Livingston. He gets moved on from with the Golden State Warriors. Hey, maybe they'll even retire his number. I'm on the record thinking they are retiring everybody's number way too quickly and way too premature, in my opinion. All right, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, down the road, yes, you can retire their numbers. I'm probably not retiring Kevin Durant. I'm probably not retiring Andre Iguodala, but who am I to judge? Regardless, that's a conversation for another day. The big conversation out of this is Shaun Livingston, mid-30s. He's been involved in the NBA Finals. He has a lot of playoff experience. And what does he do? He can run the offense with the second team. We don't have that. Now, when it comes to roster space here, I don't know if both is realistically going to be able to be an option or realistically happen. It could be one or the other. If it is a choice thing, I believe I'm going Kyle Korver because I think what he brings to the table for this basketball squad is more. I know the backup point guard position is needed. Okay, I do understand that. But what Kyle Korver can do for this team might be a little bit more than the backup point guard when it comes to Shaun Livingston. I think we can find out other ways to handle this where Shaun Livingston isn't that much different. Shaun Livingston is really not what he was, say, 5 years ago in the beginning of the Shaun Livingston run as backup point guard. Where we are now with what we have on the roster, I think we can get the job done, and the addition of Kyle Korver can give you a deeper bench, a more successful bench. I think he can provide more in his specific role than what Shaun Livingston would provide as the backup point guard. But it's going to be interesting to see how Elton Brand approaches this. They are both out there, and Shaun Livingston has claimed he wants to continue to play. He has the ability to continue to play. He has that motor to continue to battle out there in the NBA. He's not ready to die out. Now, his career was very special and unique as it was, with the high praise, going down with injury, battling back, finding a role, which is unique, and I respect the hell out of it. How much more does he have left in the tank? Well, let's see. So I want to know your thoughts down below on that conversation. Kyle Korver, Shaun Livingston, which direction would you go if you had the chance to snag one of them? And also, did you see Matisse today? What did you think about him? Because this is the game where I saw the most from him. This is the game where I saw spurts and I saw them chunked together. And I was very impressed from his athleticism, his ability to read passes. That's one thing that really sticks out to me. It's like his mind processes the next move before everyone else's. He can see what play is developing, make the jump, get his hands in there, disrupt things, and go on a fast break. that's the praise. His athleticism, his defense, that's what his game was coming into the draft and coming into the Sixers in Summer League. But seeing it, you can see his sense of urgency when it comes to defensive ability on the perimeter, and it's cool to see. And I am stunned. I'll be honest with you. I'm stunned with his ability to make jumpers. It's better than what I expected. Now, he's not a shot creator. He's not going out there isolation and dribbling, creating his own shots. But when he has an open look or when he has a chance to shoot the three, he has confidence to make it, and it's a good form. It's a good-looking jumper. It's better than I expected it to be. It's just that simple. And we all know how I realistically acted on draft night. So, with that being said, let me hear your thoughts. I'm very interested. Summer League, it's ugly. There's no denying that. Lots of hideous basketball involved, turnovers left and right. At some point, there were 6 saves out of bounds in a row. I'm like, what is going on right now? How is this even a thing? The teams are diving out of the stands to try and make a save, and that ball goes out of bounds, and that person's diving into the stands to make that save. Holy hell. It is sloppy. It is sloppy. And the Sixers do fall. If that means anything to you, if the score means anything to you, they fell to the Detroit Pistons. Some other guys, Pell's out there competing at the big man position. Kumaji was out there. But when I study what's going on in the Summer League, realistically, it's Matisse, it's Zhaire, it's Shake Milton, and it's Shaq. Those are the 4 that I'm studying and what they're doing off the ball, focusing on what they're doing out by the perimeter, even when they don't have the ball, watching their every move to see what kind of player they're going to be. Not because I value what they're doing up against this talent, but you can get a sense of their strong points, their weaknesses, and things like that, no matter what the talent they're going up against. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next time.